Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this program. So today my topic is a formation of expert or in other words, how to become an expert. This is a very nice to understand what it needs and what it takes to become an expert in any field. I'm not talking about my industry or apparels or textiles and all, but in any field. And this is derived from Dreyfus model of skill acquisition. It's a simple. Any person who gets into any industry, he gets into any job, he gets into any task, how he starts and how he becomes the experts. This model is developed by Stuart and Hubert Dreyfus in 1980. And it's very easy. Just look at this graph. It's very easy to understand. Anyone who starts just starts as a novice. And as the time goes, as he spends the time, he becomes advanced beginner to competent to proficient to expert. What it means and how it works, we'll see in detail. But on a ballpark, a person who is fresh, novice, he just adhere to the rules. There are certain rules, certain guidelines. And a person at startup level just blindly follow those rules because he has very low degree of confidence. At the same time, he has a high degree of concentration. But as a person becomes expert, he knows how to break the rules and when to break the rules. The confidence level is high. Almost the things works on the autopilot mode. So the whole process is starting from learning and then practice what we learn, then mix of learn and do, and then it comes to the teach. Let's look at what these rules are. This is a model which I'm going to explain. The rules is nothing, it's a prescribed guideline or prescribed guide for conduct or any types of action. So this graph which is in front of you, the rules are on the y-axis. You can see the y-axis I highlighted their rules, whereas the x-axis you can say the time frame, how it works. So look at the rules. What are these rules and what is the problem with those rules? Because if you have the rules, definitely the beginner follows and expert knows how to break. So why expert need to break the rules? Because there are certain issues. The most important is the rules do not come from heaven. It's not God gifted. It's made by people. Most of the time it comes from the ordinary people and it's a product of the practice, how the things are working as of now. Some theories which we have learned or something which is there in the book, some traditions how the things has come up, and some fear factor, what will happen if we do not do this. The second issue is the rules are context free. It is set for standard situations without considering any specific circumstances, whereas all the decision making, all the actions, everything changes based on the circumstances. But when it comes to rules, that's considered as a standard situation. Assuming rest everything is standard. The third issue with the rule is a limited verification because most of the rules are empirical and do not pass rigorous analysis or strict proof or experiments. It is just made and follow blindly. And that's why the verifications are done very limited. The next issue I can say is a time sensitive. Most of the rules become outdated quickly. We make a rule because that is the need of the time, and as people starts following those rules, it becomes outdated quickly. And we know that today the world is very dynamic, industry is dynamic, society is dynamic, So there is nothing constant in the world today. The only constant thing is change, and that is the reason the rules suddenly becomes outdated. The next issue is that the rules are made as a overcautious. There is always a fear which is in our mind which fuels many rules, and these rules seek to protect from the worst scenario, and that is why when the rules are made, often the things are imaginable. The low skills denominator. The rules are turned to match the capability of the majority individuals without accounting individual strengths and weaknesses. We know every person has a different strength and different weaknesses, and the rules cannot be made for every individual separately. So when the rules are made, it is considered as for the common majority, and that is why it is made for the low skill denominator, assuming we are like low skill. Misinterpretation, a tacit knowledge of the experts, which forms the base of many rules and is difficult to transport to the current or understandable form. Many times the rules are not interpreted properly. The expert has the knowledge, novice do not have the knowledge. Whatever stage we are, we interpret the rule based on our own understanding, and that is why the problem with the rules are that rules can be misinterpreted. Knowing these problems with the rules, still the rules are made, and when a person starts in any job or any task or any industry, he starts as a novice, a absolutely fresh person, which means he do not have any judgment, he do not have any responsibility as well, and that is why he just follow the rules blindly. He just try to seek the more information. He wants to learn more and more, and as the time goes, he becomes an advanced beginner, and this is the area most of the majority lies, where they develop the limited understanding. Any issues, any problems are equal. They cannot differentiate between the problem. They can't see the big picture. But because they are the advanced beginner, they can take decisions for the standard situation, not the special situation. And that is why they have the limited understanding of the rules. From the advanced beginner, as they keep on practicing, they become competent. When a person becomes competent, he can solve new problems. He have the conceptual understanding of the things, and he can have the active decision making, and that's all because he can use those rules effective. He can have the effective use of the rules. From the competent, he goes to the proficient. When he moves to the proficient, he can apply the rules in a particular context, a context of the situation, context of the problem, because he has a fairly good knowledge about the rules, and the rules can be applied to a different context differently. He can see the big picture. He can apply the system thinking. He can look at the future, what will happen. He can address important aspects and ignore the irrelevant aspects about the issues. A deep understanding of the rules and theories and the alternatives possible. And from the proficient, a person can go to the expert, where he has intuition and tacit knowledge. Intuition is about knowing what is the rationale about the process, what will happen if I go here, or if I do this, or if I do that. And tacit knowledge is about automatic, unexpected knowledge, which provides the context for the people, places, ideas, and experiences based on the situation. He has some knowledge which he cannot share, he cannot explain. It is something, a kind of a autopilot mode, and that is why When a person becomes expert, he do not require any rules. And when we look at the arrow above, the decision making, when you are a novice or fresh, you are very poor into the decision making. But as you become expert, your decision making is the optimal, because you are experts. You have the knowledge about the things. You have the knowledge about the situation. You can change those knowledge. You don't need any rules. You can just ignore the rules as required, and the things you can put on the autopilot mode. And this is how a person moves from fresher to expert. But that's not easy. Everybody cannot. You can see the graph below. The maximum people you can see in the advanced beginner, and then from the advanced beginner, as you move, the things goes down. Maybe a 10 years of the time is required minimum to become an expert. But that is not only the time factor. To become expert, you need certain qualities. What are those qualities? You can see these arrows. I'll get into details of this here. Those 7 qualities to become an expert. Number 1, motivation, believe in self, energy, and satisfaction. Wow, we can say that I have, like here, the 4 is 1. Yes, the 4 is 1. As I go further, I can explain this. The number 1 is motivation, believe in self, energy, and unsatisfaction. Number 2, hard work, discipline, focus. Number 3, think creatively and think as a beginner. Number 4, full brain power, use the right brain in addition to the left. 5, continuous learning and sharing. 6, self-improvement, know yourself. 7, big picture, system thinking, creative solution. So let's look at number 1, motivation, believe in self, energy and satisfaction. What is motivation? Motivation has nothing to do with the ability. Motivation appears to be more important factor than innate ability in the development of expertise. Many people may have the ability to become the expert, but still they cannot become the expert because they do not have the motivation. And that motivation comes from self-belief. You have to first believe in self, and then you have to have that energy to work on that belief. And you should be never satisfied with your own progress. And that is where you need to have this motivation. And that's the reason all 4 is combined. So this is the first requirement for becoming the expert. Then comes hard work, discipline, and focus. The difference between expert performer and the normal adult reflecting lifelong period of deliberate effort and improved performance in a specific domain. That means we need a deliberate effort, deliberate hard work, a disciplined hard work, and continuous focus if you really want to become expert in any particular area. But yes, there are certain barriers in the hard work. What are those barriers? When you have continuous hard work, there is a pressure and stress, and this pressure and stress kills the productivity. So you have to take care of this. As you continuously do deliberately hard working, you might have the low interest, and without engaged mind, your brain will resist to form the knowledge. So when you have low interest, definitely that hard working doesn't make any sense, because your mind will not be engaged, and when the mind is not engaged, brain will not get the knowledge. Multitasking, this can take away the precious concentration and the mindset for the productive work on one particular task. As we grow in life, we always tend to do multitasking, and when we do multitasking, our concentration gets disturbed. Unclear goals. When the goal we are not clear about our own goals, the mind is disoriented and we cannot focus effectively on our goal. No specific time. We tend to postpone, we tend to delay, mispractice without strictly scheduled time. and we don't have the fixed schedule time on the area where we want to become the expert, that becomes the barrier. Distraction from others, inconvenient environment, or frequent interruptions, that also doesn't help. If we can take care of these barriers and have a deliberate effort, deliberate hard working, a disciplined hard work and focus, that's second step which we can do for becoming the expert. The third comes think critically, think as a beginner. Because in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but into expert's mind, there are few. When a person is getting to the expert, when he becomes competent, when he becomes expert, the mind gets fixed. He do not look at different possibilities. The learning ability is reduced. But when the person is a beginner, he wants to know more and more and more and more. So even if you want to even if you go close to the experts, we have to think critically and always think as a beginner, because there is no end to the learning. The learning always continues. Number 4 is use the full brain power. Use the right brain in addition to left. What is this right and left? This is a separate topic. I don't want to discuss on this topic. But always it is said the human brain has two domains. One is left domain and right domain. Left domain thinks more logical. It applies more logic, rules, evaluation, those kind of things. Whereas right brain is not applying any logic. It's more on a creative things. So a person with more dominance of the left brain is the biggest hurdle to become an expertise. To become an expert, what is needed is a use of right brain. But of course, left brain cannot be zero in addition to left. But right should be more. More creativity is required. The right hemisphere synthesizes over the space and left hemisphere analyzes over the time. One is analytical and one is creative. Then is a continuous learning and sharing. There is no end to the learning. A real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscape. Seeking new landscape means just duplicating what we know. But in having new eyes, that means we have to keep on learning. We have to keep on learning new things. When we learn new things, we get open to the new ideas and we can think creatively. It's all interlinked. Self-improvement. Know yourself. What do you see? Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye but fail to notice the beam in your own eye? We can say, okay, the other guy can improve, It's very easy to find out the mistakes or find out the loopholes on somebody else, and we don't look at our own, we don't introspect, and that is the hurdle in the growth as an expert. So first we have to know ourselves and we have to do the self-improvement. Look at the big picture, system thinking, creative solutions. We can't look at one particular focus. We can't be the frog on the well. We have to see what will happen. We have to look at the opportunities, the possibilities. And these opportunity ideas do not lie around waiting to be discovered. Somebody has to discover it. These ideas has to be produced. We have to always look at the alternatives. We have to think out of the box, and that is where we have to look at creative solution. Use the right brain. If we have all these 7 qualities and apply the rules, then only we can become the expert. And this is what is the framework of formation of an expert, genesis of the expert. Thank you. If you have any questions, please write in the comment. If you like it, share it, and please subscribe to my channels.